Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full-time
MMA.
And holy shit, full-time family. I did not expect to get off work and hear this news, but I didn't expect to hear this news at all. Holy smokes, Nate Diaz versus Dustin Poirier is booked for UFC 230 in Madison Square Garden on November 3rd. Nate Diaz is back. Holy smokes, Dustin Poirier looking like a diamond in the rough, low-key, and that's his nickname. I mean, it's crazy because Dustin Poirier has been going through the grind to get to where he's at now. Now to be getting a fight of this high caliber, you can't be anything but fucking kind of happy for Dustin Poirier. This is a huge fight for Dustin Poirier. He's coming off of a win over Justin Gaethje. Before that, former champion Anthony Pettis. Actually, his most recent win, he just got over Eddie Alvarez at UFC Fight Night Calgary. Now he's getting to fight Nate Diaz, one of the UFC's biggest stars, after that win over Conor McGregor. And check this out. The winner of this fight could very well be fighting Conor McGregor or Khabib, because they're going to be fighting sometime this year. I mean, we're getting more inklings every day. I believe Conor McGregor just moved up a little bit in the UFC rankings. And, you know, it seems like the stage is being set. And even before that, it seems like the stage has been being set. The fighters have been given their own hints, their teams, so it seems like that fight's going to happen, and Conor McGregor versus Khabib could happen in October, but we're starting to hear negotiations now. Now Khabib's coming out talking about if he's going to be fighting McGregor, he's going to get his worth. He's going to get paid. His manager said he's going to get him the money that he deserves, so this fight might get held up due to contract negotiations for maybe an extra month. I'm not sure how long. I still think the fight's going to come too, but who knows? If the fight can't be booked by October, Conor McGregor and Khabib, it could very well be booked for UFC 230. This is the co-main event right here, Nate Diaz and Dustin Poirier. We don't know what the main event's going to be, but if the main event is McGregor and Khabib, and you got Nate Diaz on the same card, holy smokes, that would be easily the biggest fight card of the year. But of course it would be McGregor versus Khabib's going to be the biggest pay-per-view of all time. So either way though, Nate Diaz, even he just comes back at UFC 230, and we had McGregor and Khabib at 229, it wouldn't really change much because they're fighting around the same time. So the winner of Diaz versus Poirier could very well be facing the winner of Khabib and McGregor. Now, as far as this matchup is concerned, it's a great matchup. Both of these guys are more stand-up fighters. No one's going to be coming in here looking to lay and pray. Both of these guys like to stand up and fight. Dustin Poirier coming off of his wars with Eddie Alvarez and Justin Gaethje, and before that being one of the only fighters to finish former lightweight champion Anthony Pettis. So Dustin Poirier has been on a hell of a run, man, and he's been grinding. He's on that full-time grind. Nate Diaz, he's been off for a little while, but he's one of the better boxers in the lightweight division. Also is very talented in jiu-jitsu if the fight ever gets to the floor. Now, I don't see either one of these guys really shooting for a takedown, so this has the potential to be as good as McGregor versus Diaz, because Dustin Poirier, he's a guy that's very dangerous standing up, but he's also very well-rounded, very skilled, so this is going to be an amazing fight. There's a lot at stake here for these guys. If Dustin Poirier wins, he is even that much closer to a title. And he said before this, I'm only interested in a fight if it's a title fight or if I'm going to be getting paid, because he feels like he's earned his way to the top, and he has. He's been fighting the tough way. You know, some guys get to skip to the title shot. Some guys got to beat the number 3 contender, then the number 2 contender, then the number 1 contender, and then they might have to beat another number 1 contender before they get that title shot. And it seems like that's what Dustin Diamond Poirier is, and that's why I say he's looking like a diamond in the rough, low-key. You know what I'm saying? Like, no pun intended to his nickname. But he's going through the grind, and he might come out on top. Who knows? With the win here, a win over Nate Diaz would for sure, at this point in his career, be the biggest win of his career. Now, with that being said, one thing to think about is Tony Ferguson. He might be coming back toward the end of this year. One of the fights we are potentially looking at is maybe Poirier versus Ferguson if he's healthy. But I know Ferguson's looking for his own title shot after getting stripped of his interim title when he was injured and forced out of his fight with Khabib. So Tony Ferguson's still a top contender. but this division is stacked, man. The most stacked division in the UFC. Also been a little log jam, so you got a bunch of killers at the top. So who knows? I mean, the winner of McGregor and Khabib might be on to bigger and better things. They might be on to a damn super fight with GSP. And if that's the case, we really might be looking at an interim lightweight title between the winner of this fight and Tony Ferguson. So either way, all of those are great matchups. It's a great time to be a UFC fan. And holy smokes, Nate Diaz is returning. He's booked to face Dustin Poirier at UFC 230 on November 3rd. With that being said, make sure you check the link in the description. We just launched right now as the first announcement, the full-time MMA store. We got merch and we got a limited day one series shirt available, and it's hashtag fuck the other side. You guys, if you've been around for a while, you might enjoy the artwork on there, but it's also only going to be around for a limited time. So with that being said, check that out in the description. And also shout out to my dog RemovedLizaard and Timothy F for the donations. Much appreciated. They help a lot, and I appreciate you guys for rocking with me along this crazy ride that we call full-time MMA. So I appreciate everybody. It is official. Diaz is back to face Dustin Poirier, Madison Square Garden, UFC 230. It is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And before we go, shout out to all the full-time MMA white belts that have hit the subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the bell right next to it so you get notified every time we upload a new video. This is the hardest working MMA channel on YouTube. We provide daily updates. We do predictions, betting advice, songs, fantasy fights. We create all different types of MMA related content on a daily basis. We've also interviewed Aljamain Sterling, Sean O'Malley, Bruce Lutch-Medio, and Felony Charles Bennett, all in just 1 year as an MMA channel. We're still small, but we're definitely one of the fastest growing on YouTube. So with that being said, if you want to see even more videos like this, make sure you check out the Full-Time MMA Dojo over on patreon.com. There's more free videos over here, and you can also learn more about where this channel came from and see the goals of this channel as we continue to grow. So with that being said, whether you're a long-time subscriber or just a new person watching this video, I appreciate it. And we recently just got approved as an Onnit affiliate, so we got what you need. Whether you're trying to think clearer, work out harder, or sleep better, check the links in the description for a 100% free trial of Alpha Brain, Shroom Tech Sport, or a New Mood. I'm telling you, we got what you need. Links are in the description. See you on the next video.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOG.